Hello everybody, Jaxxsin here, and I wanted to do a critique and review of Fallout 4. Right, I've played it enough by now. I've got two different characters. I got one character who's like level fucking 82, I think, and one that's like level 22. So, I had that one I'm replaying to get the Brotherhood of Steel story. So, first, let me just say this, okay? Is Fallout 4 worth 60 bucks? Fuck yes. It is. I don't fucking care what anyone says, it's worth 60 bucks. Here's the problem though. Is I knew it was going to be worth 60 bucks and I knew it was going to be fun and I was expecting bugs. Now, I was expecting bugs because it's a fucking, not only is it a huge massive open world game with just tons of fucking ground to load, tons of stuff going on. There's AIs doing shit even when you can't see them. Like they're programmed to be doing shit, right? So I knew there were going to be bugs. Okay, now up to the point where the fucking underground undercover quest bugged out completely. I wasn't seeing too much. Okay, now for some reason I don't know if it was just because I was ignoring the little things, but I didn't see any major bugs. Like, yeah, I saw like the fucking companions AI is just stupid. They get stuck on things. If you're in a multi-layered fucking area, like, just forget about seeing them, where you have to go up and down a lot. Like, just forget about seeing them, because they're not going to follow you up and down. They're just not going to be there. It's fucking annoying. Okay, so that's just the one thing I noticed, okay? But then I got to the point where I wanted to turn in an underground undercover quest to the fucking leader of the railroad, Desdemona, and I couldn't. Okay? It won't fucking let me. So at that point, and I don't know if this was just like the first thing that really made me notice, but after that, man, it was like fucking Bug City, dude. Bug fucking City. The VATS was just like completely broken. I'd try to fucking like hit a death claw in VATS and it would like shoot the death claw in the air above me and then VATS would end and he'd just fall and land and die. And that's after I've been looking for a death claw for a minute because I want a fucking good fight. Okay? So let's get into the things. I'm going to get into the things where they fucked up and they failed. First off, you shouldn't have main story fucking quests bugged out. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't give a fuck if there's some side mission that don't mean shit that's bugged out. Which, I don't know if you guys have noticed, those two fucking guys that look exactly the same and they're both called Art. Every time I run across those motherfuckers, like, it's broken. I don't know what the fuck is going on with them two. One time I went and saw him and he's like, he's a synth, kill him, and blah, blah, blah. So I fucking accidentally killed the human. So I reloaded, went back there, and it was just one of them walking around all slow, right? Now I still find both of them every now and then, and they're just shooting at each other. And one inevitably dies, and then I fucking find them again, and the fucking two dudes are still alive shooting at each other, right? The Art. So that was one that I had noticed, okay? But the ones that fucking, and that's one that I don't give a fuck about, right? Because I don't know who they are. I don't have a quest to fucking go talk to them or do anything for them, so I don't fucking care that they're bugged out. Desdemona being bugged out is not okay. I mean, that is a fucking trophy achievement quest. Okay? So if you're given a trophy and an achievement for completing a quest, then the quest has to be completable. Okay? It needs to be fucking able to be completed. And that's when the shine kind of started to wear out of my eye, man. And I kind of started to fucking... Anyway, another bug that happens way too much that's incredibly inconvenient is you get fucking stuck. You just get fucking stuck, and you can't fucking get unstuck, and you're just stuck, and it happens in the environment all the time with the fucking VATS. I'll use VATS with a melee weapon, and all of a sudden I'm in a wall somewhere, and I can't get out of it, and I'm stuck, and there's combat, and I'm trying to fucking use VATS to get out, and I can't fucking see anybody to attack. I can't fast travel because I'm in a building. A couple times I got fucking trapped in a world map, and I couldn't fucking do anything because on the freeway high above me, there was some fucking enemies, so I couldn't fast travel out, so I had to reload, and I lost a lot of shit that I had done in the wasteland just now. You know what I mean? That shit bothers me so bad. Okay, I understand I'm gonna get stuck sometimes, but let me be able to get out of it somehow. Right? And I'm sure there's a way on the PC with the fucking, the control codes and all that bullshit. But on the console, we don't have that kind of shit. So if we get stuck, we're fucked. And if we didn't have a quick save shortly before that, then we're losing some fucking game time. And that ruins the gaming. That ruins the experience for me. I'm sorry. So that's another issue I have with it, is the getting stuck bugs. That shit pisses me off. Alright? Now, as far as like the story goes, I enjoyed it. I felt like it was a little, I don't know, like, I kind of expected what happened to be what was going to happen a little bit. Like, I'm not going to get into it, but if you've beaten it, you know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm saying when I say that it just felt contrived and a little bit fucking generic, which I don't think is the best Bethesda can do. You know, like, I felt like the whole story of finding your kid, that kind of got pushed aside to the point that when you finally found your kid, it wasn't that big of a fucking, like, deal. And you didn't really care that much. You were like, dude, shut the fuck up. I got settlers to make happy. Now it's going to bring me to my next point. So the story, that's alright. You know, I wish I could have seen the railroad ending. I had to choose the Institute in order to beat the fucking game. You know, and I waited until I was like level fucking 63 before I finally was like, dude, I have no fucking endgame. That's the thing too, is like, I don't know how the Brotherhood of Steel's endgame is, but I know how the Railroad's endgame is, because my little brother was able to beat the Railroad ending. It didn't bug out for him, the lucky little bastard. But he was able to complete that ending, so I know how that ending is, and I know how the Institute ending is. And I'm working on the Brotherhood of Institutes. I'm working on the Brotherhood of Still's fucking ending right now to see how it is. I'm hoping it's a little better. I did enjoy watching the Pride one blow up with the fucking, you know, when you did that. But as far overall though, like, the story just, I don't know, man. And they got rid of the karma meter. I really didn't like that. I kind of liked, like, the good versus bad endings more than just, like, faction endings. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just fucking, I like the karma in the fucking other two, where you fucking would gain karma if you were good, you fucking lose karma if you were bad, and, like, you could just be a straight up bad dude, which is what I usually lean to, just because I like to steal shit. So if that's gonna make me bad, you know, then I guess I'm bad. Anyway, I felt like the crafting needed to be there. Like, I had all these Deathclaw hands, and I was saving them, and I was stoked every time I found them, but then I found out they're worthless. Unless you want to sell them for caps, they're pointless. Like, why did you get rid of the weapon crafting, Bethesda? I really enjoyed the weapon crafting. That was one of my main favorite things, you know? That gave you a point to, like, look out for things and get certain junk parts. And now I'm just looking for, oh, does this have aluminum if I break it down? Or does this have copper if I break it down? You know, just for the settlements. You know, and I get it. The settlements is kind of cool. It's fun. You know, and I understand that that's where, you know, the crafting went. But why can't I make weapons? And how come I can only mod weapons? And how come I can't mod certain weapons? More than just one with one upgrade, you know? Like, how come I can't add, like, more than one mod to a machete? You know, I bought all those points for the fucking modding, dude. I wasted all those levels to get it just to find out that melee weapons really aren't that fucking great if you fucking mod them. And you actually find better ones like Khmer's Tooth or whatever that one was called, Grognak's Axe. Those two, you can't fucking do anything to them, right? You can change the tooth, but it just turns it into like a regular bleed machete. Like, who's gonna do that? Or the sacrificial blade or whatever it is, dude. I can't remember what it's called. It's in the Dunwich Barrows. But fucking, you get that, Borers or whatever it is. I don't know, Dunwich. It's in there. But, like, why? Why can't I add something extra to that? Like, why is that weapon just stock? Why is Grognak's Axe weapon just stock? So unless I want to fuck around with guns, there's really no reason for modding. You know, so don't buy the blacksmith perk, because I'm going to be honest with you, odds are you're going to find a weapon that's better than the one you were fucking trying to, you know, that you could mod. Like, you're going to find one that's just better than anything you could mod, and so you've wasted those points. I didn't like that. The dialogue wheel, it was fucking just like, you know, one was good, one was bad, one was sarcastic, and one was questioning. That was it. Always. Like, there was never any difference to those. You know, every now and then you'd get your fucking little staple, the fucking convincing one where you gotta convince them based on your charisma and shit, but they were never really that interesting. They were never really that cool. You'd get a romance with these, companions, but it never shows anything, like, at all. I mean, at least show, like, some under-the-cover action, man. You've got an M rating, so this is already only approved for people 17 and up, right? And I promise you that anyone that can handle fucking the head of an enemy flying off in the middle of battle and blood squirting out of the neck hole can handle a little sex scene. Okay, we can, even if it's just one throughout the whole course of the game. Like, we can deal with it. It's not gonna ruin minds any more than fucking watching a fucking super mutant fucking demolish a Deathclaw with a fucking giant ass fucking mace. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same. You can't fucking just. Ooh, that bothers me. Anyway, I don't, yeah, you can call me perverted or whatever, but I like a little fucking, if you're gonna have a sex scene in the game, show it. You know what I mean? Like, we know what's going on. Why can't we see what's going on? Right? We're adults. We can handle it. I promise. Anyway, I didn't like that. That's normal, though. I mean, they never really have. I was just hoping they would here. Once I found out there was companions and there was just this whole ordeal you had to go through in order to get a romantic companion, I was like, maybe they'll throw in a little sex scene. But they didn't. They didn't. That's fine. Let's see. The area of the map is, I don't know, I feel like it's not as big as you'd think it would be. Now, add to that, like, all the places you can go indoors and stuff. That's fucking very cool, but I don't know, like, it's not as big as I felt like they said. And I personally have done all the side quests that I know of. I can't find any more, and so all I'm doing is their endgame quests, which are just repeatable ones given to you by the Minutemen, which they're always sending me to the same fucking places, Bethesda, like, throwing some fucking randomness in there, right? Like, I could name on one hand how many places I get sent to, and it's always one of those places, okay? It's always one of those places. It's a subway place, or fucking kill the ghouls, kill the fucking, it's never anything new, sending you to a new location. Right? And it bothers me when I get sent somewhere and I gotta go back to fucking there and I have to rehack a fucking computer that I already hacked the last 6 times I was there. That's fucking annoying, right? And it breaks it for me and it makes it feel like what Destiny's devs, when they came in and helped you with, they didn't help you with your shooting, they helped you with a fucking lame ass grindy fucking endgame. That's what it makes me feel like. That's how grindy and annoying it is. So, like, so then the Institute gives me a bunch of quests, but like I said, they're all the same too, and they're usually in the same locations. So I find my endgame is basically just me running around killing shit looking for fucking trash so that I could try to get my stupid ass buggy settlers AI up to 100% happiness. Okay? And that's, there's so many fucking ways you could have just made this endgame kick me in the fucking nuts, dude. And I keep hoping. I got my luck up to 10 finally. I fucking, I'm, like I said, I'm rounding out like level fucking 82 or something. Like, I'm getting up there. I'm fucking a high level character now. And I'm hoping I start seeing some shit, but I haven't really seen anything that impressive. Game is kind of disappointing. I was expecting things like I would have to, like, defend my base from, like, just a wave of fucking death claws and, like, just super mutants fucking roll up on my settlement, and fucking I'm sitting there with all my settlers, and I've like, went through and I've equipped them with all fucking great items, like, I got a whole platoon that all they do is fucking, they have flamers. I got some that all they do is they have missile launchers, so they're hanging back, rocketing motherfuckers, while my other dudes are up there with fire, right? And I was just so into seeing this that it hasn't happened, and that made me feel let down. Now, it could be my fault because I was expecting things, but that's not something I feel like I'm expecting out of the blue. Like, when you lay out this system of where I get a settlement and then I'm supposed to defend it, I'm supposed to build food for them and shit like that, then you're telling me if I'm building defenses that there's going to be a need for defenses. But what ends up happening is that I show up to defend a joint and it's like 5 fucking goddamn raiders that are halfway dead by the time I load in, to the point where I only get a chance to hit one of them one time. Right? Oh my god, it's a good thing I was here. Otherwise, you would have never survived with your 30 fucking turrets that I built to kill 5 fucking raiders. Right? Now, I understand that Minecraft is big, and, like, that may be the actual end game. Like, their version of the end game may be that you were just supposed to go and fucking build settlements and manage happiness and stuff like that. Which, don't get me wrong, I've done it in a few places, and it's pretty fun. But once you've built, you know, 1 or 2 places that are really fucking solid and they're, you know, they're close to 100% happiness, even though for some reason you just can't fucking push it over there, maybe for a lack of fucking patience, but you've done it and you've kind of laid out this place, you don't really want to do it again because you're already attached to the place that you've done it, right? And I think that there should have been something in place that could tell which settlement was your biggest settlement, and that place was gonna get hit always. So, like, not this fucking place over here that has 1 fucking dude, but somehow someone's been fucking kidnapped, right? Oh my god, and the wandering settlers. I don't know if you guys have ran into this bug yet, but this bug is fucking stupid. There's a settler who's supposed to give you a fucking quest for a particular settlement, right? But for some reason, he's wandering in the fucking middle of downtown. Right? He's fucking, it tells you to go to the middle of fucking downtown to fucking get this guy, right? So you fucking fast travel there, and he's up fucking where you just were. Because he's traveled on foot, wandering around, not the fuck. You get to him and he's like, oh, I'm from Covenant. And you're like, no, you're not from fucking Covenant, because Covenant's my town. And I know how many people are in fucking Covenant, and they're all fucking there, and you're not from there. Right? So you get the quest, you have to go do it. You don't kill the same fucking mutants you've already killed 100 fucking times in the same fucking location, the fucking hospital. Because that's all that happens is you get the same shit repeated over and over. Right? So you finally go do that, and then you have to go back into the fucking middle of downtown and turn it in. You get there, and the fucker's got himself killed. So now you're forced to just sit there with this quest in your quest log that you cannot turn in until finally it says you failed. Right? Because you didn't talk to the settlers, so you failed. Well, he does not exist. He's dead because he's not in a settlement. He's wandering around downtown, fucking Boston. The fuck goddamn super mutants goes all over the fucking place. Why is he doing? Why is he the one with the quest? The fuck? Alright, and so there should have been, you know, that place shouldn't even be getting attacked anyway. Because there's defenses so high, like, give me a kidnapping from a place that has my lowest amount of fucking defenses and the lowest, or the fucking, you know, like, the lower amount of people. Then, when a settlement's getting attacked, don't have it be 1 dude there, right? Don't have it be somewhere where there's just 1 guy, right? And I don't know if it's random or if you fucking, I don't know how it works. But it should always attack the cities that are the largest. They should be attacked because that's where the excitement is. It's more exciting to me to go kill fucking 30 fucking motherfucking super mutants that are just moving in a fucking battle formation towards my fucking, you know, settlement. And, you know, I just had that in my mind, like this epic war that I was going to be able to do with all my fucking people and shit, and it just didn't happen. I mean, the most exciting thing I've seen is I've been attacked by a death claw, right? And it's just 1 death claw, and it's on survival, so it was fucking, you know, I was expecting, like, why? If it's on survival, throw like 5 death claws at my place, and make 2 of them fucking legendaries. Make 2 of them make 1 of them a legendary albino, and make 1 of them a legendary matriarch, okay? Why not? And then 3 regular ones. I can deal with it, I'm a big boy, I got my big boy panties on, I got my fucking goddamn fat man. I can handle it. Right? But I just felt like this game was holding my hand with the difficulty. I mean, it was harder in the beginning, but that's, you know, that's to be expected in any RPG. But I felt like you hit a point where you were just so overpowered that nothing could stand in your way anymore except for a few encounters. And I think that you should just constantly feel fucking like that pressure of the wasteland, man. Like, just fuck. You know, I shouldn't reach a point where I'm not scared to go anywhere anymore, and I'm not worried about being quiet. I'm not worried about being quiet, because my character is gonna fucking wreck shit with the axe that he found at level fucking 12. You know? Because that axe still kicks fucking ass. Why? You know? I understand why, because I can't mod or create any other fucking melee weapons to fucking reach that good. right? Because I can either have it stagger or I can have it bleed. I can't have it do both. Because for some stupid fucking reason, every fucking melee weapon only gets one fucking mod. That's stupid. You fucked up your weapon crafting. I'm sorry, you fucked it up. Like, the guns look really fun to mod, and I haven't built a build for that yet. My little brother does. He says it's really fun to mod out the guns. So if you're thinking about going guns, go guns, man, because there's a lot more on that side. Like, you're gonna have a lot more time to do stuff like that. Anyway, so those are some of my critique about this game. Like, that's not even all of them. And this whole time I'm just gonna have just gameplay and fucking just all the bugs and shitty things. I mean, I understand, like, texture detail isn't going to load in if I'm running really fast, you know what I mean? But, dude, sometimes the texture doesn't load in. It takes longer than it did in The Witcher 3. Okay, and that was kind of like my fucking guideline for going into this was The Witcher 3. Because it's definitely, it's not the best it's not the best with the texture loadings and shit like that on console. But I've seen it on PC and there wasn't any problems. And as far as I've heard, that this has been happening on the PC as well. Like, all these bugs and all these fucking texture detailings and shit, like, that's happening on the PC with max settings. That shouldn't be fucking happening on a max PC or a PC with max settings. Like, it's a high-end rig, man. High-end rig should be shit in this game. I'm fucking loving it, dude. It should be shitting out rainbows for fucking people to see. And that's what happened with The Witcher 3. So that's why The Witcher 3 was kind of my comparison. Because even though it didn't look as good as it did on PC on console, it looked fucking awesome on console. It looked really good. And it constantly was pulling me into the environments and fucking, like, I found myself, dude, like, legit fucking just sitting there on this hill one time watching the fucking sunset. Right? Like, I mean, I was on quest and all sorts of shit, but I wasn't worried about it. I was sitting on a fucking hilltop watching the sunset because that's how pretty it was. Right? So that's how into it I was. And fucking, I never really had moments like that in Fallout, man. Like, everything just looked kind of generic. Like, I mean generic on the sense of, like, the Fallout universe. Like, nothing really wowed me, like, you know, anymore. And I've played Fallout 3 and I played, like, a fucking part way of fucking New Vegas, but it didn't look like it set itself apart to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It didn't feel like it had set itself apart and went above and beyond to improve on the fucking formula. It just felt kind of like a remixing of the same ingredients. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't feel like a new fucking recipe that just fucking had, you know, I don't know. And the once the main story mission bugged out on me, that was when I lost my shit. That's when I was like, fuck that. That is unacceptable. Like, I expect some bugs in a big open world game. Like, I've said that before. I expect to see some bugs, but not a main story mission. That is unacceptable, Bethesda. That is not okay. And that hurts your game on release, right? And I'm sure this is going to be an amazing fucking game in fucking 6-7 months. But that shouldn't be the way it fucking is. Okay? This motherfucker came out fucking, 3 weeks ago now? This motherfucker should be a good game now. And I shouldn't be encountering bug quests that pertain to the fucking ending of the game. Like, that shouldn't be happening. And because that happened, it hurt your game for me. Okay? Now, so at the end of the day, am I happy I got it? Fuck yeah, I'm happy I got it. Right? And all of this shit that I've been bitching about aside, it's fucking beautiful. I like the update they did. The looting system is a lot easier now. How you can just scroll over it and you can go through what's in there and take stuff without opening, like, the container. I liked that. Even though later on, I wish that they had figured out a way to make it so if it's a weapon or a piece of gear, like, you could see the stats on it while it's in the container, because you had to pick it up in order to see what it did or what it looked like. And I wish there had been an examine button from the fucking container, like standard shit, or, all you get is like a plus if it's an upgrade, but it's not always fucking, an armor upgrade, but it might be a fucking upgrade if it has a stat bonus to it, like, I will take a fucking hat that is a downgrade in defense if it'll give me some charisma or some fucking luck or some fucking strength, something like that. That's what I want to see, and you weren't able to see that, but I did like that. I like the town building, like I said, even though it was fucking, there was no tutorial whatsoever, and like my little brother basically had to show me how to fucking do it. Like, I enjoyed it once I got the hang of it. Once I got it down, you know, I had fun building my own places for my people to live in, and fucking, you know, I got so far as I was changing outfits and shit like that. But I don't know. I feel like it's not finished. And if it is finished, then I wouldn't stand by it. Like, if this was my finished product after, I mean, it's a toughie because it really is a great fucking game and there's a lot to do in it, and the average player is not going to go through it nearly as fast as I did. They're not, you know, it's going to take them longer to explore everything and fill out the world, you know what I mean? But to me, during that process, The Witcher 3 was just a more magical journey. Like, to me, in my opinion, The Witcher 3 was more magical. It was more immersive. The story was better. The dialogue options were funner. I found myself just at a certain point skipping dialogue in the fucking Fallout 4 because it was always the same thing being said, and I just didn't want to hear it anymore. So just hit X over and over again because my guy's trying to be cool, and that's how you be cool. You tap X lots and lots, and that's. You know, there wasn't fucking, like, tricks. It felt like a dumbed-down version of Mass Effect, dude, honestly. The Mass Effect fucking dialogue. It just felt like a dumbed-down version of that. There was even the fucking elevators from fucking Mass Effect were photobombing Fallout 4. Anyway, I don't know. Is it a good game? Yes. Is it fun? Fuck yeah. Was it worth $60? Absolutely. Is it Game of the Year? No. It's not Game of the Year. It might be Game of the Year in about 6 patches, 6 updates. It might make Game of the Year, but that's too late because the year's over, right? So is it Game of the Year? No. Is it worth owning? Is it worth playing for any fan of Fallout 4 or fan of RPGs in period, first-person shooters? Yes. It's fucking absolutely worth $60. You will definitely get fucking at least, if you try to do everything, man, like I've got fucking, I think on my level 82, I've got 7 days gameplay now. So that's 7 days, that's a solid fucking week of gaming, right? In this game that I paid $60 for. If you go by time spent, entertainment had, it wins. It's worth the money, okay? It's fucking worth $60. But is it Game of the Year? No. I don't think it's Game of the Year. I would pick Witcher 3 over it. That would be my choice. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. That's Jaxxsin, and I'm out of this motherfucker. And that is just my critique and review of Fallout 4. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time listening to it. And thanks for watching, everybody.